So today we are going to look at India-Myanmar relations. This is your third class. So India-Myanmar relations, third class of your international relations classes. Now we have to study about these relations on the themes of EGSTE. Now, if you want to know what are these, you have to look at the previous videos of where I've discussed India-China relations and India-Pakistan relations. Okay. So for India-Myanmar relations, now you have to have a template ready. This could be your introduction template, that India and Myanmar are two aspirational nations on the path to development with a shared history and common interest. Both nations cooperate in many fields. Okay, so this could be your template of introduction for India-Myanmar relations. We have to look at the evolution of India-Myanmar relations. So it officially started after the Treaty of Friendship, which was signed in 1951. We both have historical, cultural, ethnic and religious ties because of Buddhism, apart from geographical and maritime boundary in Bay of Bengal. So we'll look at the Buddhism angle as well in the video. We have geographical and maritime boundary in Bay of Bengal, where we have a geographical boundary of 1643 kilometers, and in Bay of Bengal we have cooperation between them. So this is the map. You can see that we have 1643 kilometers of land boundary, and it shares the, and if you get questions like to arrange the countries, so you can use this Pachpan MBA. So B stands for Bangladesh, BA stands for Bangladesh, CH for China, PA Pakistan, N Nepal, Myanmar, Bhutan and Afghanistan. So you can use this mnemonic to solve the prelims questions. Usually they ask arrange in ascending order or descending order. Okay. Further, if we go through the themes, we have first theme, that is your economic relations. So India is Myanmar's fifth trading partner. The bilateral trade actually stood at 1.67 billion. That was in 2017-18. Okay. Now we actually have investments in from India through PSUs such as GAIL and ONGC Videsh, which has huge investments in Myanmar, because Myanmar has a large number of oil and natural gas deposits. So we estimate that it is about 1.2 billion US dollars. Apart from this, we have been active in constructing HARTs across the border. So these HARTs are like these are the markets on the boundaries. Okay, and it has also pledged $2 million for the construction of border HARTs at Bayanu in Chin state of Myanmar. So map based question, you should remember that Bayanu is in Chin state of Myanmar. Okay. Now, to elevate the India's Make in India initiative, India has also identified Myanmar as a key to increase its military exports. Okay, why? Because Myanmar is the only nation that is connected to India from the land boundary. Now, we have to look at the trilateral highway project which connects More to Mae Sot in Thailand. Again, map-based questions can come from this. This trilateral highway, it connects India to the Southeast nation through India, Myanmar and Thailand. Now, furthermore, we have this Kaladan multimodal corridor, and there is a bus service that runs from Imphal to Mandalay. Okay, Kaladan multimodal corridor is also bilateral agreement between India and Myanmar. Further, we are going to look at the global groupings. So common global groupings between India and Myanmar is, one of them is BIMSTEC, another is Mekong Ganga Cooperation Group, and the third one is East Asia Summit. And also remember that Myanmar is the only country, only ASEAN nation that has a land boundary with India. Okay, so we discussed now that how it can import our military, how it can increase our military exports. This is the reason that it is the one country, one ASEAN nation which has a boundary with India. So we can connect India through the ASEAN, to the ASEAN through Myanmar. Now I'm going to show you, this is Euler diagram to remember which countries are part of which grouping. So for MCG, you can see that India is part, then Thailand and Myanmar. Now we are going to look at the strategic and defense relations. So Myanmar is acting as a bridge between India and Southeast nations. So its geopolitical importance is huge for India. Now Myanmar is actually also sharing boundary with 4 northeastern states of India. 4 northeastern states are Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Nagaland and Mizoram. Okay, now these states, if you have been studying the news, that these states have insurgent elements in them. Government of Myanmar has actually helped India to flush out these insurgents through one of the operation was this Operation Sunrise, through which massive damages has been inflicted on these insurgent groups. Okay, now recently an MOU was also signed to curb the human trafficking across the border. We can see that there are porous borders, and that's why human trafficking is there. Naval exercises include INEX and army exercises include IMBAX. So you can get a prelims question based on this, that INEX is a naval exercise between which 2 nations. Okay, or IMBAX can be asked. Further, we are going to look at the technological ties. So technological ties, we have actually scholars from Afghanistan and Bhutan, Bangladesh. This was an initiative by Department of Science and Technology that it allows this is India Science Research Fellowship Program, which allows scholarship from Afghanistan, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Maldives, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Thailand to carry out their research in Indian institutes and universities as well. Okay, now further we have a MOU which was signed in 2018, which talked about state level cooperation in science and technology. Apart from this, we have educational and cultural ties. Okay, now India is working on the restoration of Ananda temple in Bangan, that is our promoting our cultural ties. And India has again prelims based question, we can ask they can ask the Ananda temple where it is, India, Bangan. Okay, so you should be prepared. India further they have donated a 16 feet long replica of Sarnath Buddha statue. Buddhism is actually a major key between these both nations. So remember this point, that we have donated a Sarnath Buddha statue. Furthermore, we have these issues. First issue is currently that is coup in Myanmar. Second is your Rohingya issue, and the third is the China factor. The coup in Myanmar has led to the Junta rule. Junta is the military of Myanmar. Junta rule in Myanmar, and another Rohingya issue has taken a background in the Myanmar right now. First, we are going to look at the military coup. So, a little background about this coup. In 2020, the elections were held, and the National League of Democracy, that is NLD, they won by a landslide with 82% of seats in the parliament. Now, army-backed USDP, that is Union Solidarity and Development Party, they claimed that the elections were fraud. Now, without seeking any proof, military overthrows the winning party and they detained Aung San Suu Kyi. So she is actually a de facto leader. Now she is detained, and further they blocked Facebook and WhatsApp also, so that protests could not be held. What are these? What is the implication of these on India? So the coup has actually attracted the threats of sanctions from USA. Now, what will happen if these threats become reality? That these sanctions may lead Myanmar getting closer to China. So, how are they going to get the goods? So, through China they can get. That's why it is a problem for us. So, this has put us, India, in a catch 22 situation. Catch 22 situation is when you cannot take either way. First, see, you have to stabilize the situation in situation. So if we deal with someone whoever is in power right now, military, so it would find legitimacy. Plus, India would, however, find it difficult to openly support military given the Western stance on the issue. So Western stance is like USA stance is like they have put on sanctions, and now we cannot deal with whoever is in power. So this is known as catch 22 situation. Moving on, we have the Rohingya issues, which has taken a backdrop actually. Now, Rohingyas, little background, that they fled the Rakhine state of Myanmar in the backdrop of ethnic cleansing by this military in 2017. So what this military what happened was, military were attacked by this some of the Rohingya groups, and they started killing, the military in retaliation they started killing all of the Rohingyas. So Rohingyas, whatever they got, boats or anything, they made some boats and they fled the country. So this has been termed as ethnic cleansing by the military. This happened way back in 2017. Now, as per our sources from Intelligence Bureau, there are over 40,000 Rohingya refugees in India. 40,000 Rohingya refugees are currently staying in India, and government of India has stated that it intends to deport these individuals. Now, to deport these individuals, we have to have a trilateral agreement. So this large scale exodus has become an issue in the ties between two nations, and as I've said before, that this issue between the two nations, this issue has actually taken a backseat due to the ongoing political crisis in Myanmar. This could be a conclusion. Next is the China factor. In the previous class, we have seen about the China factor, that there is a string of pearls theory, in which China construct ports, such as they have constructed a port in Kyaukphyu and a naval base in Cocoa Islands, which is near Andaman and Nicobar Islands. China Myanmar Economic Corridor, same like CPEC, it is a part of OBOR initiative. Okay, now these projects, what they do is they trap the nations in debt and later take over the projects. We have seen these examples in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and Cambodia. This is what we call as the checkbook diplomacy. So China, through their checkbook or their monetary power, they fund these projects and then later on they take over. Myanmar has actually recognized these follies and cancelled certain contracts. So this is a good sign for India, because Myanmar has realized about the Chinese checkbook diplomacy. Now, apart from these issues, Myanmar and India both face the issue of insurgency in northeast states of India and surrounding areas. Because of porous boundaries, we have the problem of human trafficking as well. Okay. Now we have to write a way forward for the India and Myanmar relation. So we can look at the first issue, that is the coup. Now we have to engage with domestic stakeholders without criticizing the military. We have to maintain a two-track engagement in the ties. Okay. Now you cannot engage with one, but we have to engage in a two-track engagement. Further, on economic front, we have to improve the connectivity by financing the projects under Kaladan multimodal transit transport and the trilateral highway that is passing through India, Myanmar and Thailand. The Rohingya issue can be resolved by planning a trilateral agreement between Bangladesh, Myanmar and India. Apart from this, we need cooperation at multilateral forums such as, apart from BIMSTEC actually, is necessary to strengthen our ties. So this is the template for this conclusion for India-Myanmar relations. Given the situation and its strategic importance, it would be wise for India to adhere to its principle of non-interference, and we have to actually balance our geopolitical and political realities. So this could be your template for India and Myanmar relations. This is the practice question for the last class. Under Indus Water Treaty, India has exclusive rights over rivers of Ravi, Beas and Satluj. So your C is the answer. Today the question for you is, arrange the following countries in descending order on the basis of length of shared borders with India. Post your answers in the comment section and we'll look at this answer in the next class. Thank you.